A family had just moved into their new home when they discovered something terrifying. As soon as their son put his marbles on the floor, they quickly rolled towards the balcony. To test his theory, Jack placed another marble on the ground, and this time, it just sat there. His wife thought he must be imagining things, and Jack didn't give it much thought either. However, strange things happened that night. A heavy downpour caused the entire building to sink by 5 centimeters, and the sleeping residents were completely unaware. The next day, when Jack went to work, he noticed something was off. He found a deep crack in the road surface in front of his office, which had been smooth the day before. He was so frightened that he immediately informed the property management and asked them to repair the road as soon as possible. Then, on that day, something terrible occurred. In the early morning, Jack was startled awake by a violent tremor. When he opened the window and looked outside, he was stunned. There was a long crack in the street, and residents were frantically fleeing for their lives. Before he could react, the ceiling suddenly collapsed. At first, Jack thought it was an earthquake, but he never imagined that in the next second, his house would begin to plummet at a rapid speed. In just a few seconds, the entire building fell into a massive pit. Fortunately, the building eventually got stuck in midair and didn't continue to fall. At this moment, his wife returned from shopping and was instantly stunned to see their home vanish into thin air. She thought their son should be with Jack, but when Jack opened the door to his son's room, there was no one inside. Just as Jack was at a loss, a car suddenly fell from the sky and crashed straight into his living room. It wasn't until the car stopped that Jack realized the people inside were his colleagues, so he went forward to rescue them. However, because he used too much force, he accidentally pulled off the steering wheel. Luckily, just as the car was about to fall, the building collapsed again, and Jack thought his colleagues would fall to their deaths. Fortunately, the building was stuck on rocks again and didn't fall further. The taxi happened to get stuck on the cliff and stopped sliding. To prevent the accident from happening again, Jack quickly pulled his colleagues out of the car. After some searching, they quickly found a few lucky survivors in the building. They went to the roof to call for help, but how could there be a signal in a pit that was 5 kilometers deep? They could only wave their flashlights towards the pit entrance, trying to tell the rescue workers that there were survivors. The rescue team also officially began the rescue operation. They arranged for 3 search and rescue personnel to go down and check for survivors. However, after going in less than 10 meters, the rocks on the edge of the pit began to loosen and fall. To prevent the survivors from being hit by the rocks, the rescue team had to come up with another plan. Subsequently, they prepared to use drones to explore deep into the pit. As the drone gradually flew down, the controller didn't realize that the depth of the pit far exceeded his imagination. Before long, the drone had exceeded its maximum flight distance and quickly plunged into the abyss. Soon, Jack discovered the fallen drone. A man thought the drone had a signal, so he excitedly shouted for help towards it. The vibrations caused by the cry for help caused the already shaky building to fall again.